Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Hunt, the Supernatural watch along podcast where we watch episodes of Supernatural and then talk about them because that's how
And
podcasts work.
digest it and criticize it and do anything else.
I'm the host, Ryan, and as always, I am joined by my brother who wished me dead basically in the last episode, Kieran.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not what I said. I just said
Fair
that if
enough.
a demon killed you, I'd get over it very quickly. Completely
So-
different. I
and
didn't wish it.
our good friend Ali, who hopefully wouldn't have me dead quite as quickly.
No, no. No. I'm the brother from another mother and all that shit. So I can't wish she's dead yet. So
Appreciate it.
Are you waiting on the opportune moment to strike and then you pounce?
no, because you would fucking throw me in front of you first and then fucking bolt.
Of course I would.
So, in
Jump on
this
the victory.
week's episode, we are looking at season 1, episode 17, Hell House, rated 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb. The synopsis, according to IMDb, when a case of seemingly average haunting begins to go haywire, Sam and Dean come to find that two bumbling wannabe paranormal investigators, Harry and Ed, are already on the case. Directed by Chris Long and written by Trey Calloway and Sarah Gamble, the show, as always, stars Jared Padalecki as Sam, Jensen Ackles as Dean, and this week introduces Travis Wester as Harry Spangler and AJ Buckley as Ed Zedmore.
They get in the connection right away, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one. They're using the names, but they're not using the actual title that they're not allowed to use, which I thought was very, very cool about this episode.
So do you want to say it in case someone doesn't get the connection?
Well, the connection is it's a Ghostbusters episode, and they couldn't say Ghostbusters in this show because, let's be honest, Sony would have probably sued them for just name dropping. And the fact that they used two of the Ghostbusters names as well, that somehow they could get away with. But yeah, it was a very, very cool
I mean, they
callback.
get away with shouting, "Who you gonna call?" Which is fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
I know,
Kills
I
me
know,
every
I
time.
know. It was very cool callback to that franchise.
So the episode opens in Richardson, Texas, 2 months ago, where a group of teens go
That's-
into an old, abandoned, creepy ass
Teen
building covered in symbols, all different kinds of symbols all over the place. And they come across a hanging girl in the basement. In present day, Sam and Dean rock up into town, but on the way, Sam and Dean, Dean takes it upon himself to put a spoon in Sam's mouth and take a photo of him, beginning a prank war that will last the episode, with Sam explaining that if this happens, it will get out of hand. They go for it anyway. Sam then discloses that he found out the information about the case that they are about to undertake on none other than hellhoundslair.com, the very reputable website. That was sarcasm.
Okay, sorry.
But Sam and Dean rock into town and start to talk to the witnesses, each of the teens giving a slightly different story, which I think was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Kieran, what's your thoughts on this? I feel like you've
I-
got something to chime in with.
I like this scene. I think it's fairly indicative of real life. If you ask 5 people, if they saw a crime take place, and you ask for the suspect's height and everything like that, 5 people will give 5 different answers because you all pay attention to what you want to see, and they all were focusing on different things, which I quite enjoy. It's a good I think it's a really good start to the episode.
I should point out, by the way, kind of backtracking a wee bit here, I was quite proud of myself. I remember, now obviously I've seen this episode before, but there was a symbol in this episode that I recognized the first time I saw this episode, and I still recognize it today, and I
The
worked it
Westbrook.
out a hell of a lot faster than Dean Winchester did. So,
Good
screw
album.
you, Dean. I know Blue Oyster Cult. So, he got there in the end. But anyway, we're skipping ahead or behind either way. But yeah, so as you say, yeah, everyone gives a different answer, and they eventually go and talk to Greg, who kind of gives them the backstory of Mordecai and what happened, and how Mordecai's a pretty misogynistic ghost hanging up women and whatnot, potentially. However, they go to the house, but EMF doesn't work because of old electricity lines. So they look at the symbols, and Sam points out that the symbols are kind of all over the place. They're all from different stuff. They're not they shouldn't go together.
No.
And they bump into none other than Harry and Ed, or Ed and Harry, depending how you're inclined. Ali, what was your thoughts of us meeting Ed and Harry for the first time? Did you think anything of them other than
Yeah.
cool that they've got Ghostbusters names?
No, in all honesty, I thought it was cool of how the writers done this episode for the callback for that said franchise, but there was nothing really remembrance. Say the word for me.
Memorable.
Thank you. Memorable about them. Other than that, and the fact that yes, okay, they were a bit goofy, and let's be honest, they didn't fucking know what the fuck they were doing, and they definitely couldn't be any busting of any ghost. That's for sure.
And yeah, I mean that's not entirely inaccurate, to be fair.
Well.
So
I
we then
disagree.
you
I thought
disagree.
you would.
think
I
they're-
think they are
I thought you would.
completely memorable. I think they are fantastic characters. They're hilarious. I do like towards the end of the episode where Sam and Dean are essentially baiting them. Put stuff
Well,
on the website.
we'll get there, 'cause that definitely comes up and as we go through the episode. But yeah, next prank of the episode is what we jump into, and Sam has essentially just messed with the Impala. So when Dean turns it on, everything goes off. Kieran, who's the better prankster at this point, Sam or Dean? Only counting the one prank they've done each.
Eh, I mean, I don't think either of the pranks are particularly impressive at this point in time.
I agree, but they
I
will
mean,
get better.
spoon in the mouth while one person's sleeping and turning on loud music. I want to say that they're both still 12.
Okay, fair.
Unfortunately, they're 26 and 20.
What, 26 and 24? Or,
Yeah.
yeah, 20.
It's
There's 4 years between them, right? That's
no 6. So no 6.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, next we have another teen girl go into the house because she has been dared to. And she's hanged. So straight up, second, well, potential dead teen in the episode. We then see Ed and Harry again, once again in the house when they are attacked by the ghost of Mordecai.
Cool effects for this ghost, I found. A little bit more money was spent on this episode for the effects, a lot better than what I thought it was with the shadow demons.
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, the effects of Mordecai are pretty cool, but I think the most interesting part from this scene is we find out that for some reason, rock salt doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So they fire off their shotguns full of rock salt, and it does not repel Mordecai like it should.
Yeah.
So they get they hightail it out of there.
Get there, yeah.
Because they're like, if Roxall doesn't work, we're potentially
We're
in trouble,
fucked.
and they get
Yeah.
out of there. Only for Ed and Harry from hellhoundslair.com to get caught by the cops. This is when Sam and Dean realize there's a new post on hellhoundslair.com, and yeah, they're talking about Mordecai again. And Dean finally figures out that the logo is by blue. It's a blue oyster cult symbol. It's on some of their albums.
Mm.
The album he picks up in the shop is Fire of Unknown Origin from 1981. Well worth a listen.
Well, so this episode sort of reminds me of, like, obviously, as I said at the start there, how the callback to the certain franchise, but it also gives me sort of Scream 4 vibes as well. I don't know if anybody else thought that. Just
No.
with the no.
I mean, explain why you get these vibes. You know, maybe it's
Just with the guys posting things and then certain things happening, and that's just the vibe I got.
Scream 4 is a very comic
Mm-hmm.
timing. I don't get that from this episode.
Okay.
Anyway, we then Sam and Dean talk to Greg again after discovering the Blue Oyster Cult symbol, and Greg admits that the whole thing was a prank and that the original Hind girl was it his cousin, someone in his class, a friend,
cousin that came in.
So yeah, they sprayed all the symbols, some from rock albums, some from her theology textbooks, and
But you never see again.
she was not actually hanged. So that was a prank. So we only have one dead girl to date. This is when Sam comes up with the theory that it is Mordecai is in fact a tulpa, and that the only reason he's there is because people believe in him. And that and the combination of a symbol, a Buddhist symbol being one of the symbols that were painted in the house. So the energy is essentially bringing this tulpa in. And with that in mind, whatever is posted and people believe will work on Mordecai. This is also where Sam discovers Dean has covered his pants in itching powder.
And that was a funny prank. Yeah.
That's a funny
prank. Yeah. Classic.
So we then check in to the Hellhounds again, and Ed and Harry are asking that all-important question. What would Buffy do?
I must have missed that part.
Yeah, they say WWBD.
No, I must have missed that. I must have been in the loo or something, because I must have missed that part.
Great.
Well, yeah, they ask, what would Buffy do?
And to be fair, that is a question I ask myself a lot. Like, I'm in a scary situation. I'm like, what would Buffy do? Because Buffy runs towards danger. So I tend to do exactly the opposite of what she does. If Buffy's going to run that way, I'm just going to go up there, see.
Hence why I'd get shoved in front of the danger. Yeah.
That's it. We don't need to outrun danger. We just need to outrun Ali.
Yeah. That's not going to be
Ali's
hard.
needs to be worse than mine. I'm safe.
So, Sam and Dean then are able to con Ed and Harry into updating their website with the new information that Bullet will work on Mordecai, with the simple plan of let people believe this and then shoot them, which is simple but effective. Kieran, this was the scene you wanted to talk about, so let's hear your thoughts on it.
I just think it's you can see you know, they're clearly baiting essentially these two over enthusiastic nerds who are trying to contain their excitement and failing, which is, I just think it's just a really, really good scene. Because yeah, you can essentially see them both like, you know, be cool, etc. It's just not working. So I just think the actors who play them are fantastic. I like Harry and Ed. I think their dynamic, how they work together and play off each other, is really good as well. So I think they're quite memorable characters.
One
And
of the
yeah,
actors I remember
glad.
from other things. Sorry,
Yeah,
cut
Which
you off
one?
there. The
Is it Travis
short-haired-
Wester by any chance, the one who plays
yeah,
Harry?
yeah, he's been in quite a lot of things that
yeah,
I remember
Eurotrip.
now. That's it.
Uh,
Thank you.
you know what they
Yeah,
say about Romania? You kissed your sister.
yeah,
Kills me.
that's it. That's it. Thank you.
Fucking kills
Thank
me.
you. That's right, because Kirsten Cook was on the same film
Yeah.
in
He was,
between
yeah.
Smallville,
Scotty doesn't know.
in between Smallville seasons. That's right. Yeah, meant
So,
crazy.
but yeah, so but they are absolutely fan favorite characters, and it is because they are just quite funny and quite, compared to Sam and Dean, who are capable.
Hmm.
It's funny seeing these guys who are a bit more bumbling, a bit more unsure of
Opposite,
themselves, a bit more.
the pure opposite. Pure
Yeah,
opposite. Yeah.
yeah, they're kind of an opposite to Sam and Dean essentially, and
Yeah.
it plays quite well.
Yes, it
So
does.
anyway, we then see the next prank, and this time Sam super glues Dean's hand to a beer bottle. Ali apparently enjoyed this one. So
To be fair, actually, I'm quite surprised in the years that we've known each other, you've not tried to do that to me. So it's
so right with the pranks we've seen in the episode, then Ali, who's the better
yes.
prankster, Sam or Dean?
At the moment, I would definitely say Sam wins with the bottle.
I would disagree. I think the itching powder in the
Good.
pants is funnier. But
Well,
what's your
fine,
thoughts, Kieran?
fine.
You're the tiebreaker here.
Uh, I'm. I think. I think the itching powder is very funny. I think that the bottle's probably harder to pull off. You've got to hold the bottle for a fairly long period of time to have super
Glue
glue
your
stick
hand
to
to
you,
it, yeah.
especially
Yeah.
because super glue doesn't do well with glass.
No, it
'Cause it's
doesn't.
wet
No.
and condensed. The only thing super glue is really good at sticking is your hand to other parts of your hand. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I think Dean probably gets it, but just.
So the brothers, after Dean unglues his hands to the bottle, rock up to the house ready to shoot Mordecai. I love how simple their plan is. We're just going to go in, we're just going to shoot him. So,
No
only
proton
to
packs
find out,
needed.
true, only to find out that, unfortunately for them, bullets don't work because
No.
they find out that the website crashed. And so not many people saw the new update of Mordecai's weakness being bullets. And Dean being,
Dean.
yeah, Dean being Dean
Dean.
and quick on his feet, burns the place to the ground. Because with no house, there's no house for the Tulpa to haunt. And it's effective. It does the job.
Yes.
So with that in mind, Dean 7,
Oh.
Sam 4.
Oh.
That number will
Alternate.
absolutely change. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's, but Dean's well in the lead just now. Won't last potentially. Sam picks his shit up, but Ed and Harry are then going off to LA. They've spoke to a producer and they have
Oh.
sold the movie rights
Oh.
to the entire Mordecai ordeal, and they're going to make it big in Hollywood. They're even going to work on their own role playing game, board game, some kind of game,
Role playing game.
role playing game. So
Man,
yeah,
I would happily play role-playing Ghostfacers game. That'd be awesome. So that sounds
Fair.
pretty cool.
No Ghostfacers, yeah. And they find out, or we find out, Ed and Harry don't. Ed and Harry drive off into the sunset, happy as can be, believing that they got there on nothing but their God-given talent. Later you find out that the producer they spoke to was in fact Sam, and Dean put a dead fish in their car. So,
And wipe their hard drive.
and wiped their hard drive. So, sorry, Ed and Harry. Unfortunately, it did not work out ideal for you. And with that, the episode is over. So,
Only thing I would say before we move any further, for people looking to get more of Ed and Harry, there is a spin-off Ghostfacers TV series for those two, 11 episodes total in 2010. It was a web series, so it was purely online. You can probably still find it on some torrent sites. We do not condone illegal downloading, but there's no other way to see it.
I did not know that was a thing.
I didn't know that
11
either.
episodes, so from 2010. It's I've not seen it all. I've seen about 6 of the episodes. They're not long,
Probably get
but it's
more,
it's worth a watch if you just get a
more than
chance.
likely probably could get on this format. Realistically.
Yeah, maybe. So, oh well, there you go. Yeah, that's news to me. So, okay, so when was that come out? In 2010.
2010.
So, is it set around the same time? So this is 2006. So is it?
This it's set slightly later when they're actually the Ghostfacers.
Yeah, so it's set at the same time that there as the season that coincides with it. So with that in mind, when we get to that season, we might
I
look
will bring it back up.
into looking at some Ghostfacers web series stuff if we can find it, because that could be interesting. Because that's brand new to me, and it's interesting to react to something for the very first time. And Ali, it's just been spoiled for you. Yes, Ed and Harry will be back in future episodes, and they will be
I
the
apologize.
Ghostfacers.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
So, anyway, with that in mind, let's head across. You know where we're going, Keenan?
I do. Our
we go.
world famous board.
That's the one. That is the one. So here we are. And here is
Tulpa.
Mordecai. Yeah, the Tulpa. Where would you put the Tulpa, Keenan?
Me, I would put the Tulpa after the Deva. So B3.
B3. Oh, what's B4? B3. Ali, where would you put the Tulpa?
I need to put my other glasses in order to see the picture. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That helped. Really, thank you.
I tell.
Because your old man eyes are trying to adjust.
It's only one eye, actually. The other fucking eye's fine. Thank you very much.
Debatable, you specky fuck. I mean, who wears glasses?
You wear glasses.
Oh,
I wear
shut up.
all three of us wear glasses.
Actually. Anyway, let's keep them in B.
Okay, where in B would you place them?
Where he is, actually.
You put them where he is.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay, I would put the top a lower down than that. I would realistically put the top a C tier. I think top was better than the Benders, but probably not as good as the Poltergeist. So I would put the top a here. So with that in mind,
I think that puts it at the bottom of B.
bottom of B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Bottom of B. So, okay, we have placed a Tulpa on our world famous Supernatural Season 1 villains tier list. People just tune in for this list. It's
Totally.
true story.
Really do. Yeah.
Ali,
Yeah.
how would you rate the episode that brought you Eddie
A
Hart.
nice callback. A nice callback. Because of the callback, I'm going to rank this a bit higher than the previous episodes. The nostalgia callback was very cool. I enjoyed it a lot, and I did enjoy the episode. So I'm going to give it a 7.5.
7.5. Okay, Kieran, what would you rate this episode out of 10?
I enjoy the episode. It's fun. Again, it's at this point in time standalone, and I love the introduction of Ed and Harry. It's a solid 7.5. Yeah.
Solid 7.5. Okay. Across the board, 7.5. So it seems we're all in agreement. I also like the introduction of Ed and Harry, but I mean they only get better. It's nice to see them in the future. It's nice when we get recurring characters in general. So
That are well
And-
cast.
they are well cast. They play their
Yeah.
part really, really well. They do.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, join the hunt next week when we will be looking at episode 18, Something Wicked. Until then, safe hunting. Bye for
Thank
now.
you, everyone.
Cheers.